welcome to my first podcast. My name is Jen, and welcome to Knits in the Wild. Bear with me while I record my first ever podcast. So I'm super awkward. Sorry about that. But I am Jen, also known as Jen May Knits over on Instagram, and Jen May on Ravelry. And here on YouTube, I am known as the Knitting Cyclist because I'm a cyclist who knits. Welcome to my first podcast. I'm coming to you from the capital region of upstate New York. So welcome. I have decided I wanted to start a podcast because I love to talk about knitting and I don't have that many people to talk to it about. So let's start off with what I'm wearing, which is my newly finished Wildhorse cardigan. I'll show you. It fits really well. And I decided I needed a cardigan in my wardrobe. It's my first hand knit cardigan. I started it on Black Friday, which is the day after Thanksgiving here in the US. And I finished it last week. But when I finished it, I realized I had not picked up enough stitches for the button band. So the ends of the cardigan here in the front were way too short. I thought I could block it out, but it didn't work. So I ripped this whole shawl collar out and reknit it and picked up more stitches down the side, each side. And it came out a lot better. As you can see now, it kind of drapes in the front a little bit, which is fine. I pull on it a lot when I'm wearing it. I wrap it around. But I really like it. It fits really well. I used Knit Picks Simply Wool Worsted Twist, which is an eco wool, natural undyed yarn. A marled color of the colors Wordsworth and Wanda marled together. And I really like it. It's very soft. The shawl collar is garter. It's very squishy and cozy. And I'm getting pretty warm, so I might have to take it off, but we will see. This Wildhorse cardigan. So I will also talk about my current works in progress. So this is my latest cowl. It is the Velvet Mirror Cowl by Andrea Mowry. And it's coming out really nice. This is going to be perfect for outdoor activities. Like I ski and cross-country ski in the winter, and this is going to be perfect for that, I think, especially on those really cold days. But I am using Spincyle Nocturne in the color Moonshine, which I absolutely love. This is my first time knitting with Spincyle. It's a splurge, to be honest, but I really wanted to get the look right for this cowl. I wanted it to look like Andrea's. So for the Suri alpaca, I'm using Blue Sky Fibers brushed Suri DK. You can see. And it is the color Whipped Cream. And it is so soft. It feels like I'm petting my cat when I knit with it. And I love it. So together, it just makes the whole thing just super soft and squishy, and I can't wait to be done with this so I can wear it. I finished one repeat of the color work chart so far. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. So my next project is a whip that I've had on the needle since August. First, let's talk about this bag. I love it. It is stitched by JessaLu Designs. She is, I think, a local bag maker here in this area, but I'll have to double check. But yeah, I just love it because it has this really cute yarn pattern on the inside, and it's got knitting sheep on it. It's just adorable. Anyway, I'm working on a birds of a feather shawl, which I had wanted to be done for the fall this year. That didn't happen. I started it in August, and then somewhere along the lines, I messed up the stitch count. So I think I'm off by 10 stitches right before the lace section. So I kind of put it on hold. But I am using Hedgehog fibers. Skinny singles, I think is what it's called. But in the color Artifact, which I absolutely love, and I've been wanting to knit with this color for a long time. And my mohair is Farmer's Daughter Mighty Mo in Elk Antler. I love it. Love that color. See? My favorite. And together it just makes this nice neutral shawl, which you can wear. I'll be able to wear with anything, hopefully. I want this in my wardrobe, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do about that. If I'm going to rip out, but I might be able to fudge it. We'll see. I also have a half finished object / current project, a pair of socks, well, one sock. I finished this recently. I am using a Tukuwool sock yarn because I really wanted a rustic sock for hiking. I'll see how it feels, but I started these, back in like May, and I started knitting them 2 at a time. So I have the other one almost done. I just have to finish the decreases here and then knit the foot, but I should be able to get that done hopefully by the end of the year, but we'll see. Another recent finish object is this pullover sweater by Caitlin Hunter. It's the Briar and Bramble sweater, which calls for, you don't have to embroider it, but I wanted to because I thought the sample looked so pretty, but I stink at embroidering, so that's all I got. But this sweater is really cozy and very warm. And this is knit with, let's see if I still have the label, Croft DK, 100% Shetland Island wool. And it was pretty affordable because I got it on webs, yarn.com. And this is the colorway Maywick. I just really like this pattern. It has this beautiful texture, pretty easy stitch to do. Took a while, but it's very comfy. The yarn isn't as soft as I would have liked, but I do like it. Oh, I also wanted to talk about socks. So, I knit my first ever pair of socks last year, so almost a year ago. And these are them. This is after a year of wear, except for maybe, I don't wear them in the middle of the summer, obviously, because they're wool, but I got a lot of use out of them. Still getting a lot of use out of them. They are knit with CeCe's wool sock yarn. And CeCe's wool is a local yarn shop, local to me here in New York, upstate New York in Albany. And hand dyed by CeCe, I believe. And they held up really well, except the heel's a little felted, which is to be expected. But no holes. The color still looks pretty good. I hand wash these at least once a week in the winter when I wear them. The pattern I use is Kristin Lehrer's My Favorite Socks pattern. And I used hers because she has a video tutorial that goes along with it, which I found really helpful when I was first learning to make socks. So I've been knitting for almost 15 years, and I never made socks because I was afraid of how hard it would be. And following her tutorial, not hard at all, easy. And you get these awesome hand knit socks at the end. I don't know why I put it off for so long. This was my second pair that I made, I think. Second or third. I think these might have been the third pair, but I added some ribbing just for something different. And this is knit in lichen and lace sock yarn. And the colorway, I can't remember what it's called, but this dusty rose. Pretty. And my favorite pair of socks I've made are these. I just love the color. They are knit with, I want to say, spun right round sock yarn. And I held that together with a strand of mohair, purple mohair. And this color, the spun right round colorway, is called Part Werewolf. And I just thought it was so fun. And the mohair makes them so cozy. And these have held up amazing. I would love to knit another pair of socks with this yarn. The colors are so fun. She has so many colors to pick from. But yeah, Part Werewolf. It's very fun. So, my knitting plans for the next couple months. So, I am going to be doing a knit along, the Bougie Sweatshirt knit along that is going to be run by, going to start next week, I believe, with CeCe from YoungFolk Knits podcast. I'm a huge fan of her podcast, so I'll be starting her knit along, and I'm going to be making a bougie sweatshirt, but I had a lot of trouble trying to pick one out because there's so many beautiful patterns I want to knit, but I think I have decided. But I have the yarn. I'm going to be knitting it with CeCe's wool. Local to me. This is called Local Cozy Corriedale. This is wool that's raised in New York State and spun at Batten Kill Fibers in Greenwich, New York, which is only like an hour from where I live. And this is the Fall Leaves colorway, which I got on sale. CeCe had a sale the week of Thanksgiving, so I got a sweater's quantity of this Corriedale. It's a worsted weight. It's very springy. And what I love about CeCe's is that they have $2 off per skein if you buy a sweater's quantity. So I think like 4 or more, you get $2 off. And I did that on top of the sale they were having. So this is fall leaves, and this is what it looks like caked up. So it's pretty brown color. So I started my swatch for the sweater, and I think I'm going to be making, well, I know I'm going to be making the throw over pullover by Andrea Mowry. I love the way it looks. I love the color work. I ordered some Spincyle yarns for the color work, for the contrast color, but that hasn't arrived yet. I ordered that from Brooklyn General. I don't have any local yarn shops that sell Spincyle, so I figured I'd order from the closest one, which was New York City. So hopefully it won't take too long to arrive. That's about all I have to share with you guys today. Thank you for joining me. I really don't expect anyone to watch this, so if you did, leave a comment below with your name, where you're from. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, you can find me over on Instagram at JessaLu, Ravelry at JessaLu, and here on YouTube, The Knitting Cyclist. So if you enjoyed that, just let me know. Yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.